Welcome to the Subotnick Wardcast Collab Couch E3 2019. We are here hanging in LA. We have some of our wonderful friends hanging out with us on the couch. I'm your host, Kahlief Adams, and
I'm Dylan Ovento.
What up, what up, what up? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying everything that we have going on at E3. Subotnick's trying to do something a little bit different this year. We are faking it till we making it, and we're doing it with some of the dopest folks on the planet. We have.
I'll be the judge of that, by the way.
Well, I mean, yeah. you are the.
Well, I meant the faking it till you're making it.
Faking it till I'm making it. Yeah. We'll figure out if we're actually ever going to make it at some point. To the far left of me, it is my man, my mellow, the smooth kind of fellow, that man from IronGalaxy. It is Dave Lang. How you doing, sir?
Doing lovely. How y'all doing?
I'm chilling. I'm happy that you brought out the good socks for us.
By the way, the Ralph Lauren's don't just get for any occasion.
Oh shit!
These are not. These are brand new.
Yeah.
First time wearing them.
Really?
So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna learn about these socks together.
Oh, okay.
How their wicking properties. You know, I didn't know the lights were gonna be so bright.
MC Wet.
So that's the thing.
to the left of everybody right now. Rocking it in the middle, we have my man, my mellow, the smooth kind of fellow. It is that man, Mark Subotnick from Intel. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, man.
Chilling?
Thanks for having me here. I'm just chilling.
Thank you so much for coming through.
I think the audience should know Mark's very nervous about this appearance.
I'm super nervous.
He doesn't.
I'm hiding it.
Just talk about your stocks, Mark. Like, I mean,
Well,
I guess
I'm-
that's a go-to.
Wow.
I'm rocking a little something for the Fortnite Royale.
That is very nice.
These were the,
Nicely done.
The Pro-Am collector's bag socks. They're actually,
Swag socks.
They were nice socks.
They're
I can't front
They're
the.
nice.
They had good
They're
swag.
not anywhere near Lang status, but you know, I'm
They're
trying.
maybe more appropriate for the occasion. Maybe
I mean,
more.
Lang has killed at least 2 alpaca for those bad boys right there. I'm sure.
Oh, I haven't personally, but I've financed it for sure.
That puns.
Yeah.
It's like saw for socks. That's
Once
pretty
you've
good.
had the taste of blood, you must kill again. It's really,
I can appreciate it.
it's simple. I wish it wasn't the way, but it's just the way it is. I don't make the rules. I just kill things now.
You do play a lot of Hitman.
Yeah.
My other man, my mellow, the smooth kind of fellow. It is that man, John Davis from Bitsummit. What's good, fam? How you doing?
What's going on?
Chilling.
Man, yeah.
How was the flight? Flight was good.
Flight was good, yep. Watched the movie.
Yeah.
Had
What'd you
some
watch?
sleep.
Yeah. What'd you watch?
Lego 2.
Was it good?
Nah.
Electric
How
Boogaloo.
many John Wicks did you?
It was a
go back?
little. Well, I mean, once you know kind of the kick for the
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
then
yeah.
you know what's going on with the second movie, so it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
great, but.
I had no headphones, so I couldn't. I watched First Man, that like Ryan Gosling like
Without
astronaut movie
headphones.
without headphones. Like closed captions. Let's go.
Just loud as hell to everybody in there. Just like everyone's just freaking out. Just like, what is happening in here?
You know how they do like when they do like music like stingers, they do like the music notes in the closed captions. Like, oh, this is like a really dramatic
Grunting.
scene. Yeah.
Grunt. I like when they do grunt in language. It's like grunt in Spanish. It's like, what? Like, what is happening right now?
You know.
What is actually, that's a good question. What's the worst movie you've watched on a plane?
Oh, I already have it.
Ooh, that's
Let someone else go first.
Gosh, so I think it was called, I can't have trouble remembering the actual name of it because I referred to it, not by its actual name, but I referred to it as Trifle and Hose.
Trifling hoes.
Oh, it was Bride Wars. Yeah. And I just felt like this movie should have been called Trifle and Hose. This is like, only white women could have problems with this stuff. It's insane. I was so mad the whole time I was watching it.
Oh my God, that's so good. Mark, what's up with you? What's the worst one you ever watched?
Worst film I've ever watched. You got to come back to me on this one. I got to
Okay.
think about it.
We'll circle back, John.
There's a long list of bad films.
There's a
I've
lot of
watched,
stuff, and they never
travel.
really put good movies on the actual flight. It's
That's
like,
not true.
What are you talking about?
I had a huge selection.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You don't fly enough.
Yeah. You know what? You know what? You're probably right about that. That's
Yeah,
definitely
with young
true.
kids and a lot of travel, I usually end up actually catching up on stuff. So
Yeah.
That's a good point.
usually good.
I think. Well, you'll understand why I said that after once I tell my version of why that was a very bad movie. What was you, Jay? You said Lego.
I don't like. I watched a lot of like Mystery Science Theater, growing up. So like bad movies to me
your
are like
bar's
a
really
holy,
high.
yeah,
There
really.
was tolerance.
I think like the worst movie I watched on the plane recently was Uncle Drew. But which was still kind of fun because it was funny to see, Shaq acting.
Okay. That's that movie. Okay, I was trying to remember.
Yeah, Shaq and Kyrie and them and like this old man. It's like not a great movie, entertaining,
Yeah,
but
Kyrie
a
is-
bad movie.
But they're having fun.
Knowing what I know about Kyrie now, that would affect my viewing of Uncle Drew.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
knowing
So
that
what was
he-
going on?
Oh, okay. You didn't know about Kyrie Irving?
he's a flat earther.
He's a flat earther.
No!
Yeah.
He's a flat earther.
And he's completely not clutch, also.
Yes,
So
that's
those-
true. Yeah.
Not clutch.
Well, we
not
knew he
flat.
wasn't in the pocket.
Yeah, let's put things together.
Yeah, Kyrie being a flat earther was a very interesting change in my thoughts about his basketball skill and his
Yeah.
lifeline. I was like, all right.
How do you dribble the ball all the time?
It's just a matter of perception. You see,
Yeah.
it's projected.
You don't understand,
on a
man.
plane.
Yeah.
What's gravity?
I'm gonna be a flat earther, I'm gonna come out as one during E3.
That's smart.
That's
And
a reasonable
and,
spot.
and then I'll start trending, and then it'll be
A
like,
little spike.
yeah, a little spike. I get like 5 more followers. That might be worth it.
How do
You
you not?
probably get a lot of new followers.
That's
Quality followers.
Debatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might not be what you want right at this moment, but if it works, it works.
Here, I'm just going to guess is their profile. I shouldn't say that out loud. Never mind.
How many anime faces in your avatar do you have?
I was more going with I was going to work an anti-vax joke in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I only use one, man. Just Aqualad, man.
That's reasonable.
Yeah,
That's
from
reasonable.
Young Justice.
But you also have your actual, like, people know who you are. Other cats on the other spots, I'm like, why? Why did you say that thing to me in that tone with that anime picture in your thing? Dylan, what about you?
Ready Player One.
Oh yeah,
I saw it on the flight.
Yeah,
I did.
You
I
know
watched
what?
it on the plane.
I
Good.
saw that on the
West.
plane too, and it's
Yeah.
I was like, gotta get ready for gamers. You gotta watch the gamer movie.
Oh, no.
That was disappointing.
Yeah, that wasn't a great movie.
Did anybody read that book?
I did
yeah,
not.
it wasn't a great book either.
Yeah.
For me, it was a nostalgia ride, so I liked it at the time of reading it. But as far as a piece of literature,
It was definitely one of those pieces of media where like there seemed like a lot of fanfare around it when it first came out, and then like slowly just everyone just started hating it.
Yeah. Chris Charla can be very excited one day at some show, maybe it was at E3 30 years ago or whatever, whenever the book came out. He's like, you have to read this new book. I'm like, what is it called? I don't read really, but what's it called? He's like, it's Ready Player One. Like, why? What's it? It's like, just it's a like a love letter to video games, video game culture. It's done in a really cool way. You'll love it. And then like I start reading it, I'm like, yo, this is like young Sheldon. I'm like, this is no good, man. What are you doing? Like I read like one book a year. You made it this one. And so I did not get through it. Yeah.
did you watch the movie?
Bazinga, no.
It's a little Bazinga-ish in that way.
Yeah.
I watched a good movie in a bad spot, like in a bad time. Like I think there are certain movies like if you go to a really kind of important cultural flick, you want to be in audiences that kind of get it and understand that stuff.
Sure.
I watched 12 Years a Slave on a plane. Going to Hawaii.
You were like, I'm gonna get my freedom on the island.
I'm going somewhere where they don't
But first
understand
I
my
need to see where I
pain.
came from.
I'm going somewhere where all the people understand.
Kind of cramped quarters.
But it was one of those weird things. It was like I have a lot of time to kill.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Everyone was talking about how good this movie was, and I didn't think I was gonna watch it any other time besides this. And there were two white people who were sitting next to me, and the looks on their faces were so precious. It was amazing because they didn't want to look at me at all because they just were
No eye
like,
contact.
it was like, and they were just like,
Oh, he's one of them.
yeah.
I'm sitting next to Huey Freeman.
Yeah, right. Like I think one of the people who was like because I was in the middle seat too.
Yeah.
So I think the person in the window seat was just like, I'm just not gonna pee. I'm just gonna not get up. I'm not gonna
That's
ask
the
you for
worst, man.
anything at this point. I'm just not gonna say a word. Oh my goodness. E3. We are here at E3. We're hanging out at the big show. Skirt. Yes. You're all vets at this point. You've been doing this for a long time. You've been at the big show for a long while. The mecca, as they say, of video games. Dave,
Yes, sir.
your first E3 was how long ago?
My first E3 was 1996.
96.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I only missed a couple in the early 2000s. I've been to all of them except for like, I think 2000 to 2003. I
Did
didn't
Santa
go.
Monica and the little
Yeah,
thingy.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Atlanta ones earlier, and those
Special.
were my favorite E3s by far. They were, the parties at those were, like I say, like people are used to like, oh, it's LA. We need like to have a good party. We need like $500,000. And so I said like a line item in the budget. And they take that to the ATL and it's just you have a lot more buying power.
Yeah.
And they did not like, we don't have to spend as much money. No, they went freaking nuts with the parties. It was wild. Those were my favorites by far.
Not bad. Just racks on racks. Just
I don't even go. I don't even go to the floor anymore. I basically just stay at the JW Marriott where all the meetings are at.
Yeah.
And being like the games. I don't see the games or the gamers.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
A week of meetings in a hotel lobby.
Yeah. It's sometimes you upgrade to a suite. Sometimes you really super private stuff.
Oh, really?
But most times just down in the JW lobby or the Lux or maybe go to the Westin or whatever and just do a meeting after meeting after meeting.
Do you make that determination based on how much you want to floss, or is it like the bigger the more secretive, like you said, of that particular project? You just don't want anybody rolling up on you like, yo, Dave, I love you, GFB.
So generally speaking, you can tell your level of the industry by how many places you have to go to for meetings.
Yeah.
Like if you can make everyone come to you,
Yeah.
then you're pretty good shape.
Okay.
If you have to run over, like when I was getting started with IG, it's like it was literally like in a car here, just like hustling all over. And now it's a good mix where I can like get a block at the JW, maybe go for one meeting over here, then come back to the JW. So it's somewhere in the middle for me. But it's pretty nice not having to run all over, especially in LA. Like,
And you don't leave downtown.
I refuse. If someone tries to book a meeting with me in Santa Monica, get fucked.
I say it a little differently, but similar message.
That's not happening. Not
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But what about you? How's it work in
I've
this
missed
space now?
one E3, so I started at the start.
Yeah.
95. I missed the Santa Monica thing after they had pulled the plug on E3. I didn't feel like going to that. I went to the next one after that, and it was pretty sad. It's nice to see it back where it's at. I feel like it's in a bit of a transition though, right?
Yeah.
We've got a lot of people not here. It was funny. I was at a lunch earlier, and they asked, like, what is your thinking of this, and why are people potentially pulling out? I said, look, the last time this happened, I was making a launch title for Dreamcast at the time. My budget for my title was $4.5 million. This is '98, right? So back then, that was actually a lot of money for a title. Our booth was $4.5 million, right?
Wow.
So eventually, you start looking at that math and just say, this doesn't add up. I can make a game,
Yeah.
or I can have an E3 booth.
Right.
So I got the pullback before. That was a financial reason. Now it feels like we're trying to just figure out, in this constant, always-on world we live in, how do we talk to people? How do we make anything impactful? How do we? And so I think you got to this point where it was a lot of noise, and now people want to have their own story in their own time. But it's still, there's nothing that is quite like this week, right?
Yeah.
It definitely seemed like E3 started like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
People were just like jumping the gun, like Stadia, let's get in here, like Death Stranding, let's get in here, let's go.
Yeah, then pulling the keynote into earlier and earlier slots, making my message, doing whatever. Yeah, it is impactful to the overall hype of the show, but I don't know. Sitting in that audience watching Keanu on stage, I still felt like, I'm at E3.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was really, really good. JD, what about you?
My first E3s were in Atlanta, but I wasn't in the industry.
Okay.
They were like industry only events, but I had a friend that owned a game shop, and so the retailers could go.
Oh.
So I went down, and it was like, walking into a free arcade. It's like, like 17, 18-year-old. It was crazy. And then I came as a journalist, like when I was in college, like covering for my school paper. And then I didn't come again until like last year, so it was like 20-year break. Because I've been in Japan, and nobody would fly me out here.
Okay.
And so it was the first time like being back here, like as a proper industry person last year, which was wild because I went to this diner, like this breakfast diner place, like on the corner. I can't remember where it was. But I'd been there like 20 years ago with like Scott Popular and everything. Yeah. And then I was in there with like Rami and Sean Alexander like last year, and I looked around and I was like, oh shit, I've been in here before, right? And it was kind of like made me tear up a little bit because I thought like how far I've come from, going down the escalator at like 17 into E3 at Atlanta and having my mind blown to being like completely jaded and not wanting to go into the show floor at all.
I want your face on the side of the convention center, just all stark black and white with "fuck them kids" right in the middle of. of the whole thing, just like in that spot. Has it changed besides the kind of spectacle that's been in the space that we've seen for a long time? Like, has the business side of it changed in a way that's been more difficult or kind of reflective of the changes that we've seen in the space in general? Like the kind of
You know, like conventions in general, like E3 in general.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, since I wasn't on the business side, I guess they could speak a little bit more to that. But like conventions in general, I agree with you know, with Bot and about this. It's a big investment, you know, to fly your team out, to like buy the space, to like first jockey for the space that you're going to get with other people, and then pay for the space, and then start talking to, you know, the construction people about how much this is going to cost, and then, you know, it's a big process. And you know, I generally work in the indie space, so just, you know, spending $5-10 grand for a booth is still like a lot of money for an indie developer, and then and that's just the floor. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's that aspect of it. I mean, I can understand why people are going to say, I'm going to pull out, or I'm going to do my own thing over here, or I'm going to announce, you know, have my conference or announce all my news 3 weeks before, 2 weeks before, because the journalists are already ready for it. You know what I'm saying? They know what's coming. You know, as soon as May hits, like we do Bitsummit in May, and it's hard to get a lot of attention once you start getting towards the end of May. We had Bitsummit like, you know, the 1st and 2nd of June this year, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Too close to the creator.
It's too close, yeah. Like the impact zone for E3 is huge, so that's why nobody releases games around now.
Yeah.
So the business of E3 has changed.
Sure.
When it formed, it was all about retail and press.
Yeah.
And so it was a PR retail show. You come to unveil your stuff, the retailers get to try it. We would have giant retail, I mean, you remember the retail rooms we'd have that showcased all the product, the way it would go in POP and POS. And it was about putting your product in the store and getting people to buy your product to put it in the store and to get press to write about it. And obviously we've evolved from that, right? With digital distribution and the way press has evolved. The show.
Buyers would go to E3 to figure out how many copies of each game that they're going to buy for GameStop or Best Buy or whatever, and it's not that anymore.
No. They literally like walk away with like number of units, like this is what we're in line item.
Yeah.
That's madness. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's like that's the way you kind of figure out. I mean, there's a direct correlation to be like, this game is going to do well. We need a lot of these in the store, in the channel.
I mean, a lot of conventions that aren't in the digital entertainment industry are still like that, you know?
No.
That's true. I stayed with a friend of mine who moved up to Boston. I stayed at her place for PAX East, and her husband used to be in charcuterie, and now is just in like general seafood. And I'm talking about PAX, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we've been in that convention center. Imagine that convention center, but all food." And you walk down the line, walk down an aisle, and they're just giving out free samples because you need to test all the food.
That sounds okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, all right with that.
And then you're stuffed by like half an aisle deep.
That's craziness.
But yeah.
One of the things we've seen a lot in the past, every E3 that I've been a part of since this is my 5th one, has been the conversation around leaks and keeping things close to the vest. Have you ever had something that you were working on leaked? And did you what was your contingency plan? Like, how did you kind of figure your way around that stuff?
That's a good question. I think I've been pretty lucky. Nothing really obvious springs to mind. I mean, we you know, from my dev days, definitely not. From IronGalaxy, something we worked on probably got leaked, but generally what we do is, you know, we do our own games too, but a lot of what we do is help other people get their games out. Yeah. And some of that stuff is leaked, but I don't care. As long as we didn't leak it, that's all I give a shit about, right? Like,
Dave was on IG like, yo, this joint is dropping right now. There's this trailer coming up.
Yeah, so it's I think we've been pretty lucky on most of the stuff. Like, the one that I was really worried about was when they were announcing right after GDC that we were taking over Killer Instinct development from Double Helix. Yeah. And that one was like, people knew about that, and I was almost certain it was going to get out, but it didn't. And so it was cool.
It was all right. Yeah. Nobody beefed. Nobody was like.
It was, everyone played it chill.
Yeah.
I generally, like, I'm not, this might just because it's never happened to me. Yeah. But, you know, if you go on Twitter these days, you see a lot of industry people like, hey, just so you know, like, hundreds of people are involved in figuring out these announcements and da-da-da-da-da. So don't leak anything and be an a-hole. Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with that. Yeah. Like, it's not a consumer's responsibility to give a shit about the work that went into an announcement or the surprise of it all or whatever. And it sucks for the team behind it, but like,
Yeah.
it's not just keep your fucking secrets. You know? Like, don't tell the wrong people, right? And it's like, it's hard because like the ones I do have empathy for are the ones like where some voice actor put it on their LinkedIn account and then somebody finds it and it's like that, oh, now we all know Kojima's making another insane game that I'm not going to play. And,
Tell me how you really feel about Death Stranding.
I couldn't tell you anything about it.
No?
No.
Like
I've not watched trailers.
Matrix babies? None of that stuff.
I'm out, man.
Damn.
I'm out. His games are nonsense. I'm out.
I'm with you, Dave. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yo, Kojima just like, yo, this. I was tired. I was high. Game. Like it was one of those kinds of moves.
Yeah.
It's a power move though. I
mean, good for him. Like if I could do that, I would totally do it.
Yeah.
Like
Get tired and hide and make a game.
you just get weirder and weirder and keep making weird shit. And people keep buying it because they think you're a genius. And be like, that'd be awesome. But sadly, no one thinks I'm a genius. So
I believe in you.
that's the
Dave.
part of the equation I'm missing, I guess.
But what about you? You've been in that space for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been part of different leaks and console stuff and,
Yeah.
and services that I've been a part of. All the big corporations I've worked at for the last chunk of my life have a pretty standard, we don't comment on rumors, and it's just, stuff gets out. I'm in between where Dave's at. Like, I feel for I've done my stint in marketing and PR, so I feel for the hard work that goes there to get something done. It sucks that anytime somebody's worked on something that it gets out in a way they didn't want to release it. I feel for them. But I also totally can relate to just keep your shit tight, man. Like, I've worked on some projects that we got to unveil the way we wanted to because everybody was smart enough to keep their mouth shut. It's hard. This industry, especially in the early days, there was just, and even now, there's like a central group that's core that we like to talk freely amongst ourselves and we like to share what's going on, but there's times to do that and there's times not to, and gotta be aware who you're around.
Yeah. You can't wild out
For
at the
me,
J-Dubs.
as a consumer, that's the part that I kind of still, I can empathize with I want to be shocked. I want to be surprised. I want to come here. I'm still a gamer. I still want to go, oh, crap. Like, so that Keanu moment was definitely one of those for me of like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I just watched him kill a bunch of people in a movie I liked. This guy's badass. I've read cool things about him as a person, and here he is slinging a game I'm pretty excited about.
I've got a theory, by the way.
Yes.
So it's like peak Keanu right now.
Yes.
There's
It
Keanu
is.
with puppies videos.
Yes.
Right.
Everyone thinks Keanu's a great
Is he
person.
gonna
Yes.
fall
He's
off?
going to get Me Too'd.
Oh.
No.
He's going to get Me
Think?
Too'd. This is how it happens. They get milkshake ducked every time.
Yeah.
Like with
Really?
a minute something really was like happens like
I
they're
love to take you down.
I mean, it was happening a little bit because of CD Projekt Red's track record currently with their stuff. People were like, oh, okay, just you're gonna pull out the Keanu card, try to.
he's got a shelf life is all I'm saying.
I can't front. Like, I feel like there are like devastating news bits that would be affecting the people who like right now are really hot, and everyone's like, yo, I really want to see them continue to do well. Like, people would kind of cry in the street a little bit if Keanu got snatched up.
Oh, I'd be devastated.
Yeah.
I would be devastated too.
Yeah, like
right?
I want John Wick 4.
You know
right?
what I mean?
Yes.
Like if he actually, obviously, I should be careful.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if he
there
got Me Too.
Did you
Yeah.
just leak? No.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Oh,
Maybe.
My suit goes live on Tuesday.
JD, what about you? 'Cause in the indie space, is that really even a thing in the indie space at all? Like,
No, I don't think so, man. I was
People
thinking,
leak
I was
their own
just kind
stuff?
of laughing, like if
Any
something,
news is good
yeah,
news,
any
right?
news.
they
if
leak their
something
stuff out
somebody-
themselves. They're like, yo,
leak it.
This is important enough. Yeah, nah, I don't really have. I've never had that kind of experience. People have, told me shit, that I've kept pretty close to the chest. So you can continue to tell me shit,
Okay.
and I won't leak your secrets unless you want me to.
I think the only thing in the indie space that comes anywhere near that is the leak when Rami showed their new Lambier game at West.
Oh,
Someone
yeah,
from
I did.
IGN just
Yeah.
walked by. He's like, "Hey, is that the new Lambier game?" It's like, "Yeah."
We run tight ships in this indie space, man.
Yeah.
It does feel like indie cats. They're just like, nah, we got this. Y'all chill out.
Yeah.
Like, don't get in our business
Don't
like
trust
that.
anyone.
Not even that. I just feel like it's like we're all scrappy. So like all scrappy cats, we got to hang out together and like. Make that stuff
I
together.
think it's part of it is that when you have like big, companies like IG or Sega or whatever, Intel, you have like they have coordinated PR arms and like kind of processes and campaigns to where they're going to like, this is how we're going to roll this out, and especially like in the past where you had these really long campaigns, you could build something up, now it's kind of quick, but with a lot of the indie cats, like you're kind of doing it, in addition to doing development, or you hire somebody that's doing like all your PR, all your marketing, all your influencer stuff, as well as like maybe proofreading your game or like, and so everyone is just like any news is good news at some point, It's just kind of like, when do I announce the game and how am I going to keep it in people's outline, eyesight, when I'm competing with the Dave Langs of the world.
Yeah, I mean, good luck.
Exactly.
Pack a lunch.
I mean, Dave
Who makes crazy shit, just not as crazy as Koji, man.
Here's the thing, though. The thing I really appreciate about Dave and IG is like I kind of call them the real G's move in silence crew, because you don't hear stuff about some of the things that they're working on, and then they pop out a game and it's like, yo, shit, word, y'all working on that? That's dope.
You make games?
Occasionally, I don't. I don't make games. I cash checks. That's what I do.
Write checks.
I actually write a lot of checks. If I'm being completely honest, but yeah, no, it's like, for anyone not familiar with the company, we do a lot of just helping people get their games out, right? Like we helped Blizzard get Diablo 3 out for the Switch, right? And helped Todd the crew get Fallout 76 out in a very minor way, right? And sometimes their contributions are really big, and sometimes they're really small, and often no one knows we even did it, right?
Yeah.
Like you just didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way our partners like it, and it's cool with me. I don't care. Like I like that. Getting paid is nice. That's definitely the thing I like the most.
That's a good portion.
But the thing is, like, at the point I'm at in my career, I just think it's great. I get to work on like a Diablo game.
Yeah.
Right? I don't like, that's novel as heck to me, and I don't need like a lot of fanfare around that for where I'm at right now. So it's pretty cool.
Is there stuff there in the space now that you all kind of look at and you're just like, man, I wish that I could be a part of whatever that thing is that's going on right now? Like, Cyberpunk was a thing that everyone was hooting and hollering about at the Xbox press conference. If I was making games, I'd like to work on some stuff like that. And I want to make a curling game, but no one's going to buy it.
Curling game?
Yo, a curling game would be dope. I keep telling people, but they keep fronting on me. They don't want to put their money.
Like
the
a
money
VR curling game?
Nah, son, just like
VR would be fun.
VR curling.
That shit would be tiring.
You can't do
Man,
this
remember how everyone thought VR was gonna make sports games fun, and you just like, I worked on a diabolical pitch for Grasshopper Man, and you just sit there and do this for like an hour. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
That's that interesting space too. Is like, the whole edutainment, physical, like you need to kind of be in the space and move your body, kind of game spaces that we see now. I don't know if that's actually going to make it in that way. It would be nice because Beat Saber wasn't the game to get you fit, but now it's the game that everybody uses to get fit, right?
Yeah.
If you're using that for VR spaces, curling is probably not going to be in that spot. VR competitive eating is probably not going to be in that spot. I don't think those things are going to make dough. I would try it. I would love to do it. IG would help me get it across the finish line. But
The best pitch I've heard for VR that someone needs to make, and this is Chris Charles' pitch. This is not my idea, so I'm not saying
this is the second time you've thrown Chris Charles under the bus. I want you to know.
This.
No.
Now he's getting a big up.
Okay, he's getting a big up.
We love this guy.
The
Yeah, I love
best.
Chris.
This is
Chris is
the
great.
best idea. It's third base coach.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Where
That's
you just-
kind of dope.
Where you just, it's like a game takes 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you're just in the
Do
dugout.
you start with Little League? Because have you ever done that?
That's like you
Holy
could do a lot
shit.
of it, right?
Oh my god,
I've
that's
been
so
experiencing
good.
that in real life lately.
It's like,
That's
do I send him home?
fun.
Do
Yo,
I
that's
tell him to
actually
stop? Do I
kinda
tell him
dope.
to dive? Like, that's the whole game. And the rest of you just watching a season from that perspective.
Rated M for mature.
That's when your team's in the field, you're just in the dugout.
Yep.
You're having conversations with the manager about stuff. And
Chat.
it's the greatest idea for VR game I've ever heard in my
Oh,
life.
it's good.
Oh god, that's super.
Someone
good.
needs to make that stupid thing.
That would be so good.
Koji.
Yeah. Coach Nicholson is there as the coach. Guillermo del Toro, one of the baseball players.
I don't know though, because we'll add war to it in some form of action. War in it.
War as hell.
Yeah.
Well, it would be like
Like war.
it would be like 30
Sure, I think
minutes
it
of
makes
Star
sense.
Spangled Banner in the beginning.
Yeah. The bases are actually made from the presidents of the United States. Yeah.
Wow. You had a nice Kojima moment there.
Oh
Way to
no.
channel.
I don't know if that's going to be real, but I want it to be real so badly. I want that to be the next thing that actually pops out. I know that you talked about not really necessarily getting to go to the see stuff on the floor and kind of check out all those things. Do you like follow that stuff up afterward, like just to kind of check out what the scuttlebutt was and kind of dig through it? And does that actually like affect the way you kind of think about how you want to make maneuvers in that way later?
I go through like the whole best of E3 thing. Like that's my E3 wrap up. Well, since I haven't really been, this is like my second time in a long time. So yeah, I just go and look through everything and see what everybody's talking about, or just kind of when I venture into Twitter.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's a Twitter is a Kojima game too.
Jeez, I would be surprised. The longest con.
It makes a lot of sense, actually.
Actually does. DMs are the underworld. That's where you come back from.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a war economy.
What about you, Bot?
Yeah, I do a lot of follow-up. I like to get my hands on as much as possible.
Yeah.
And it depends. Through my career, I've had access to stuff early on. So, the Xbox days, it was catch up on Sony and Nintendo because I probably had already played everything that we were going to show at Xbox before I showed up to E3. Now, it's I'm biased towards PC being at Intel, so I want to know what's going on our platform. But yeah, as a gamer, I just want to know everything, get my hands on everything. What am I going to possibly play? What are people caring about? And always looking for like that, the weird thing that kind of strikes a tone with me. For me, this show, it was 12 minutes.
Yes, 12 minutes was a giant.
I was sitting in there watching that and, going along with the flow, and all of a sudden I found myself leaning in like, what the fuck is this? I don't even know what's going on here. I actually started caring about the story in that little trailer, and there was enough there for me to go, okay, this looks different. I want to find out what the hell this is. So, finding those unique gems that might give me a new experience in gaming by far. And mapping trends. I mean, that's just part of the business.
Yeah. Dave, what about you?
Generally, for like industry trends, I think they just kind of find me through Twitter or whatever. Yeah. I don't have to really look too hard for it. I just see what people are talking about, and it's like, okay, that is what it is. From a gaming perspective, I try not to watch any trailers ever. I always want to be surprised when I sit down and play a game.
Yeah,
like I know
that's interesting.
I'm going to play this game, this game, and this game, and this game, no matter what. Why would I want anything about them? So
my curling game, first game we play.
That one I wouldn't mind some spoilers on.
Shit. Last thing before I let you all go, what is your favorite E3 party memory? Super quick, that way it keeps you out of trouble.
I think Bot and I have the same one.
Yeah, I don't think I can talk about that.
It's the Sega party, Atlanta '97.
Finn.
It was, so I was a nobody in '97. I had to like steal somebody's invite to go, and then everyone was like, you go there with like 20 people, and like 15 of you got in and 5 didn't, and you just like the people on the side were, yeah, it was an amazing party. You probably can't enumerate.
You can't indulge.
Yeah.
You can't indulge on that.
Yep.
JD, what up?
Dude, I didn't go to any party last year. Did I? I don't remember.
How you ask somebody else when you went to a party? You're like, did I go to a party?
I don't remember, man.
Did you go to the Fortnite party last year?
Yeah, what about the Fortnite party?
No.
Okay.
No?
I used to work for this other company, and a lot of my, a lot of stuff that I was industry involved with went to that email address. That's my excuse. And then they didn't forward my emails no more. Oh. But no, I can't. No, I didn't go to any parties last year.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Huh?
I think I know what you're talking
about. You do know what I'm talking about.
That's fine. Okay, we'll leave it.
R.I.P.
Dylan, real quick before we dip out.
It's my first E3. So.
Oh snap! It's your first E3.
It's my first E3.
Oh, so we got to get these. We got to get these guys to like get you to invite you to all the cool parties.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Down.
That's dope. I just saw people throw up at a whole bunch of things. That was all I remember. A lot of people throwing up at stuff.
Yeah. That's the other thing.
People trying to floss out and they couldn't.
Open bars can be tough.
I held your hair back, so it was fine, dude.
Yeah. That's what happened to it.
I mean,
I'm wondering.
Got caught in the crossfire.
Got caught in the crossfire. Well, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. We want to swap the folks out of the couch. We're going to be back in about 2 to 3 minutes or so. We're going to come back with M.H. Williams. We're going to talk all about all the conferences that we saw over the past 24 hours because there's a lot of stuff to get in there. So we'll be back. Spawn and me, Wardcast. See you in a minute. Peace.